The annual track test at Australia's Best Drivers Car gives us a concise insight into how the field performs dynamically in the hands of a professional racing driver.
And with a new track this year, our 14 competitors find themselves competing against the stopwatch and each other, and not against the record book.
The venue for this year's track test is Victoria's tight, technical Winton Motor Raceway. We'll run the 3-kilometre long national circuit in a bid to garner the fairest time possible from a field as diverse as it gets. First out of the blocks is the Alfa Romeo Giulietta QV, which returns to ABDC after a controversial DNF result in 2017. The Giulietta QV barks and snarls its way to an impressive lap time we reckon the others will find hard to beat.
So the spread of ratios is fantastic for straight line performance. Around this tight, twisty track like Winton, I found myself having to shift up the third in the corners a lot, and that's where I'd like to have those paddles through the gear lever fixed to the wheel, not so much the column. Plenty of power, really good grip. I feel we've started on a really high note, and this car is going to be a tough one to beat.
Working through the field alphabetically, Luke heads out in one of the newest entrants at this year's event, the Audi RS5 Quattro. Balanced, fast and with all-wheel drive grip, it's quick, but not quick enough to pip the Alfa Romeo.
Just got a slight understeer tendency in the faster stuff. Torque's that good that in these slow corners I can actually use third gear. Pulls out like a jet. Well, it's a super impressive time from the RS5. That's going to surprise a lot. Huge amount of torque from this engine. Balance is really good. Traction phenomenal.
BMW's heavyweight M5 is next. Its twin-turbo V8 and aggressive rear-oriented all-wheel drive system delivering a potent time just 1/10 of a second behind the Alfa.
Well, it's a super impressive time, I must say. It actually didn't feel that fast. The engine's obviously really strong. It hasn't lost any of its that previous M5 dynamic that I've come accustomed to. Nowhere near as much understeer as expected, and quite edgy, and you have to have your wits about you to drive this thing.
For something completely different, it's the American muscle of Ford's Mustang GT pack that hits the track next. Sportier suspension and tyres, and that snorting 5-litre V8 makes short work of the long Winton circuit.
Well, super impressive turn from the Mustang. Really good traction as well. Quite a neutral balance, little bit of understeer, but what you'd expect in a big car like this once it's loaded. Well, the Ford Mustang has been the surprise packer for me so far. Really good front end grip, really good balance. Probably just the lack of power has affected its lap time.
The hard-charging front-drive Civic Type R is up next, and though we know what to expect from Honda's latest hot hatch, it's how it compares to the field at Australia's Best Drivers Car that has our judges champing at the bit.
Phenomenal little car. It turns, engine revs freely. It's an angry little car, but man, it behaves so docile in the corners. This is a very impressive car. Well done, Honda.
Another recent comparison entrant is Hyundai's new i30N, which surprised our judges with a lap time within 2 seconds of the Civic Type R.
Tyres are making a pretty ordinary noise, but I must admit the car is still turning, so really neutral balance in the i30N. A lot less understeer than expected. Well, I'm super impressed with the i30N as well. Tell you what, front-wheel drive cars have come a long way.
Another Korean, the Kia Stinger, is up next. The twin-turbo V6 and rear-wheel drive combination, a complete contrast to the 4-pot front-drive i30N. In spite of its size, the 6-cylinder Stinger proves fast around the Winton circuit.
It's fun, this car. Very oversteery when you want it to be. Really good package for Australia's Best Drivers Car, that's for sure. It's a lot of fun. Straight away, it's got a slight oversteer tendency to it. Perfect.
Sticking with the rear drive formula, but with 2 fewer doors, it's the striking Lexus LC 500 that hits the track next. With V8 power and a 10-speed transmission, the big-bodied GT car sets a surprising time against its rivals.
It's going to be tough to beat. Listen to that engine. Flip on the downshift, just mega.
With half the field done, it's on to the back 7, as Luke jumps behind the wheel of the pocket-sized Mazda MX-5. Specially tuned suspension and better brakes place the MX-5 in good stead against larger and pricier rivals.
Sort of battling to keep the head low enough in this thing with a helmet. Wish it had a bit of telescopic adjustment to the wheel, but feels quite soft in the back, which sort of roll steers the back into the corners. Makes it quite sort of loose on those corner entries. Brake assist really kicks in, unsettles the car a little bit on the entry. I'd rather not have that, but it is what it is.
From a buzz to a rumble, it's the Mercedes-AMG that next hits the course. Its stonking V8 a complete contrast to the near silent hum of the MX-5.
And man, this car's got a strong engine, you can feel it straight away. And listen to that sound, it's just unbelievable. Traction's not an issue, just a bit of mid-corner grip we're lacking, I reckon. Doesn't feel that fast, obviously it's strong in a straight line. Stopwatch doesn't lie.
Nissan's Track Focus 370Z Nismo is up next, and the rear drive coupe and its fettled, normally aspirated V6 set a better than expected time around the track.
Well, it feels racy, that's for sure. Well, it definitely feels like a driver's car. The lack of an LSD doesn't seem to hurt it around this place. Again, it feels faster than what it actually is. Probably got a couple of little things trying to step in for you. Stability control, even though I've got the thing turned off, it still engages a bit. But overall, in terms of a driver's package, it's a lot of fun.
We're getting to the end of our list, and it's very much a battle to avoid the wooden spoon. The Renault Clio RS is in the firing line, and the turbocharged front driver sets the slowest time of the day so far.
Well, I think in the company of the Civic Type R and the i30N, just lacking a bit of turn, actually probably a lot of turn, and grunt as well. Probably a fraction outclassed in this field.
Like the Mazda MX-5 before it, the Subaru BRZ TS is a great handler in need of extra grunt.
Yeah, great chassis dynamics. We just we need some grunt to go with it. I can tell the chassis is going to be a lot better than how well it goes in a straight line, that's for sure.
Last out of the blocks, but not the slowest of the day, is Suzuki's new turbocharged Swift Sport. The tiny front driver sets a decent time around the track, although Luke reckons better suspension could make a big difference.
Compared to some of the other cars we have here, I feel like I'm driving a bus in terms of how high I am. But it feels pretty racy straight away. Well, Swift's quite a surprising little car. It's got a lot more power and torque than what I thought. And it's just bad to try and put it to the ground, some mid-corner to exit. Fun little car.
So it's victory to the V8 Benz on the track, ahead of the Alfa and M5. Power has ruled the day, but will it rule ABDC?